Today we will learn about leadership for volunteers. I'm your trainer, Lori Coffey. As a lifelong genealogist, while I've volunteered for some leadership positions, I have also been thrust into some. No matter how you got the job, it's better when you know what you're doing. I've taught leadership skills for business, and now I turn that spotlight on lineage societies, genealogy societies, and other groups where you may become a volunteer leader, whether by acclamation or by arm twist. We'll also be hearing some excellent advice from some of my favorite leaders, like Ben Franklin, the original founding father who said when being offered an office or leadership position, never volunteer, never decline, and never resign. We have a lot to cover today, but I'll also give you a toolbox of ideas, including an example, a skill builder, and a key takeaway in each of these crucial areas. Start by thinking of your favorite boss, teacher, or leader. Think of what made that person great as we progress. Number one is expectations, which goes two ways, up and down the food chain. What does membership, and especially the board or the leadership team, expect from you? And what do you expect from them? In fact, Howard Schultz, who built Starbucks into a global brand, says you can't expect your team to exceed the expectations of your members if you don't exceed your team's expectation of leadership. Your first goal is to know and then exceed your team's expectations. Your team is your board. They are likely the training ground for your replacement as leader, no matter what it's called, president, regent, chief, chair, or jefe. So first you will need to know who do you lead. Then what duties and what skill set you will need to make all the magic happen. As the leader, you lead the peeps, a bunch of individuals. Your job is to turn them into a cohesive team. It starts by learning every one of your board members by name, face, and job. Your board members may include these and others. Each has their own job to be responsible for and expects your support. Don't let them down. If you need them to change something they've produced, ask them to do it. If they don't have time, ask them if you can do it. Don't arbitrarily take their power away from them. Help them do their job faster to the best of their ability. And when they do something right, mention it. Great job. Thanks. Your directors may have committee chairs under them. These are your possible next directors. Learn their names too. Once you learn the names of the committee chairs, thank them for their contributions. They expect you to know them and appreciate what they do. And finally, under them is your entire membership who wants to be part of a well-run group and are expecting you to deliver. Those are the expectations you can plan to fulfill. Who else could have expectations of you as the leader of an important community group? Other leaders in the community, partners, other chapters of your organization. If they bother to contact you, they will need their questions answered. And they would love for you to be easy to work with. Otherwise, you just slam the door in their face and may hamper future relationships. And remember to listen to them, anybody in this sphere. When you listen, you get to know what you have in common. The closer you are, the better you understand each other, the fewer your misunderstandings. Like this Venn diagram shows us, the more you know them, the bigger your frame of reference, the better you will get along. Of all these expectations, which do you think is the most important? Perhaps surprisingly, getting their name right. If you are bad with names, as most of us think we are, work on it. Here's an example. Imagine inviting a team member to the front of the room to collect an award, and you get their name wrong. Somebody shouts out their real name and everyone giggles nervously. How would you feel if that happened to you? Do you think they'll remember that day for a long time? And it won't be a positive memory. A person's name is their most important word. Always get it right. If you're not sure, learn it by saying it over and over out loud until you feel comfortable saying it, especially if it's unusual. In fact, spell it phonetically in your people pages. Here's our first skill builder. One thing you can do immediately to help you get to your goals. If you're like most people, you expect your memory to hold all the hundreds of things you do in a typical day. As a leader, there's no such thing as a typical day. I recommend you write it down in your productivity planner. This is in addition to your working calendar. When you have a team to build relationships with, keep track of them, their projects, their personal information that they share with you in your people pages. What else goes into this planner? Promises you have made to other people. A quick way to lose trust is to not follow through on a promise and then make excuses why you didn't do it. They don't care, believe me. Write it down. Then look over entries every morning and afternoon at the same time to build a habit of working on your stuff. Check them off as you complete them. You can also track requests that you've made of your people. To-do lists, meeting notes, and agendas can all go into your productivity planner. Key takeaways from expectations? Create a cheat sheet for your team members. I do it in PowerPoint with their picture, their name, and their title. Add each of your board members and other important team members, like Sarah Daniels here, the treasurer, so that you have no question about who it is and what they do, especially when two people have the same name or look alike, like Sarah Danning, the historian. Oops, which Sarah did I want? Our goal is to create a coordinated, effective team, because there's nothing better. But there's nothing worse than being stuck in a dysfunctional, egocentric group that cannot even be called a team. I've been on both, and I can attest that there is nothing like the joy you get from being on a coordinated, effective team working toward a common goal. I call it a well-oiled machine where all the parts work together for good. To build a team, you need a strong structure and identity. You need to work collaboratively, agree on goals and procedures, build a cooperative climate, all while increasing productivity. You need to know the team has a future. Guess what? To make it all happen is exactly what we are discussing today. Vision, trust, decision-making, effective meetings, time management, and strategic planning. We have learned how to understand and manage your team's basic expectations. Our goal is to create a coordinated, effective team. Use a productivity planner and a team cheat sheet to help you manage all the moving parts.